Okay, go ahead. Wisdom for my generation. That may be something you learned that.
Well, first of all, never drink and drive. That's the first rule. Or has
Did you have a bad experience with that?
No. I remember when I had to do emergency, because that was part of the nurse's training. I had to spend 6 weeks in the ER. And I saw a lot of stuff that was nasty. So even if you don't kill yourself, you might kill someone else. So that's the wisdom, one of the things. And of course, I've learned a lot of things, but drinking and driving is...
What's the worst thing that you ever saw happen to somebody while working as a nurse?
I think emergency, where a girl came in and she wasn't drinking, some car hit her, and she lost her leg. And she came in with this partial leg and with a tourniquet on, but she had to be amputated. And then when I was on my pediatrics, which was in Los Angeles, that's a 3-month that you had to do, there was a young boy, about 12, and he tried to jump a train and cut off his leg. And so he was an amputee above the knee. Again, he was only 12 and I was probably 19 or 20. He got a real case on me. I mean, I'm sure he's madly in love with me, but you know, he's just a kid. But I used to sneak in and get him things, and he used to call me, there used to be somebody called Wild Red Berry, I think his name was. I think it was a wrestler, and he used to call me Wild Red Perry. So he was a neat kid, and he did a stupid thing. But he was one patient that I'll probably, that and a little 2.5-year-old boy who had polio. That was sad. I mean, polio was a terrible disease, and I'm so grateful that we don't have it anymore. But polio vaccine, I'm not sure, it was Dr. Salk, but I'm not sure when the vaccine became available. I just remember Perry and Stacy, I don't even know. I knew they'd never get polio. And there were times when I was a teenager and even younger, they felt that there was a swimming pool in Visalia. It was a municipal pool where we went all the time in the summer. And then my parents wouldn't let me go because they felt that because of lots of people in there, and of course it was chlorinated, but they felt that it was possible one or the three of us could get polio. So that was hard not to be able to go swimming, because you know it gets up to 104, 105 in Visalia on really bad hot days. So yeah, that bothered me. I couldn't go swimming.
But she saved you. Were you ever able to like save somebody's life?
No.
I'm sure you did as a nurse.
Oh, well, I was thinking of swimming.
Oh, no, not swimming.
No, I do remember, though, Paul and I were visiting a couple, I don't even remember their name. I can see where they lived, though. They lived in Fremont. But at any rate, we were out by their pool, because they had a pool. And I glanced down, and their little boy was floating on top of the water. And I screamed, and the mother happened to be, had just looked up, whatever. They got him out, and he just vomited up a lot of water. But thank God he didn't drown. I mean, because we were having cocktails, and it could have been just horrible. That's the closest I think I ever came to saving someone.
Okay, one more question. What do you wish that was like, what do you wish still like was happening today? Like something that maybe you wore or that you had or that maybe you did that in the older days that you wish was still like happening now,
well,
that we were still involved in?
Yeah, I wish I was in high school again, the happiest, or nurses training. I just wish I could get a whole new life And no one I know now but live like from 16 on. That would be the greatest wish in the world. But God isn't going to do that unless he sends me back as a dog or a cat or something.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to be.
I know it. I know. Well, I feel so lucky to be born in the United States, first of all. And when I look at the horrible things that go on in the world today, it could have just as easily been me, born there, going through that awful bombing and terror attacks.
Oh, talk about the growing up in the Depression a little bit.
Well, honey, the Depression, see, I was born in 1932, and the Depression was just ending. Now, you know, Daddy, of course, and Mama were married in, 28, 20, I'm not sure, they ran off to Reno, or close to Reno, to get married. They eloped. So, but I don't remember much. You know, at 32, the Depression was, we were poor, but I don't remember the Depression affecting me particularly. But I'm sure it affected my parents, but they really never talked about it.
Is there any great world events that you significantly remember?
The World War II, 1941,
How'd that affect
December
you?
7th, that I was 8 or 9. I was 9. And I remember we lived in Hanford, and I remember President Roosevelt telling us that Pearl Harbor had been bombed. And then I remember him telling us that we had declared war on Japan. I mean, those.
And how did in your neighborhood and your family, how'd that affect you?
You know, it didn't, other than, in retrospect, you know, when I was 10 and 11 and 12, the war was still going on. And I started to think, is this what the world is like? Will we always be at war? Because that's really all I remembered. But thank God we aren't, or weren't. That was an awful war. Anyway, that's...
All right. Thank you, Grammy.
Oh, you're so welcome, sweetheart. If I gave away any secrets about anybody, you edit it before
I will.
you put it someplace, okay?
I will.